Hello and welcome. I'm the Candyman and you're watching Apoca-Tips on State of Decay 2. Alright, so today's Apoca-Tip is a breakdown of the HEARTBREAKER Survivor build, aka the best build to take down plague hearts. With plague hearts being the main objective of the game, having a character that you can consistently rely on to take down plague hearts is important. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, let's start off with the inventory and what you should ideally be bringing into every fight. Now, first of all, you should have a close combat weapon. It doesn't matter what the close combat weapon is because they all have the same stats. But the important thing is to have one just in case your primary weapon, your melee weapon, breaks. Now for your melee weapon, make sure that it is a heavy weapon in order to fully optimize this build, because heavy weapons do the most damage of the melee weapons to plague hearts. Now for your ranged weapons, carry one of either a primary or a secondary, doesn't matter which one, but basically make sure it's something that has a large magazine capacity, because ideally you're just going to use the weapons to shoot any sort of freaks that come by, so things like ferals or bloaters. Also, it ideally should have a suppressor on it. Now for your backpack, you should be using an ultralight backpack because you want to stay as light as possible, and having a reduced carrying capacity isn't really going to affect you when you're attacking plague hearts. Now inside of your backpack and pockets, you should be carrying a couple things. First, you should be carrying at least one plague cure in case you contract the blood plague while you're attacking the plague heart. You should also have energy drinks, so that way you can have maximum stamina for an extended period of time while you're attacking the plague heart. You should also have a small stamina item like snacks and a small consumable medical item like painkillers. Also, if you can spare any, try to bring an explosive as well, something like a C4 charge or a Willy Pete grenade, something like that. So when it's all said and done, ideally your inventory should look something like this. Next up, we'll talk about what skills and specializations are optimal for this build. Let's start with the 5th skill, aka the community or quirk skill. Ideally, you have a skill here that boosts your stamina, health, basically any of your vitals, or increases your resistance to blood plague. Be sure to check out our best quirk skills video for recommendations. Now let's cover the core skills. First up is the cardio skill. This should be specialized to powerhouse. The ability to drop kick ferals and use power hit attacks to take down plague hearts faster makes this an invaluable part of this build. Next up, for the Wits skill, you should have that specialized to discipline. Since you're going in loud anyway, so to speak, stealth isn't necessarily important with this build, but what you do like with discipline is the increased weapon durability and stamina, which allows you to do more actions like dodging, running, and hitting the plague heart. Next up, for the fighting skill, we have that specialized to endurance. The simple reason for using endurance as opposed to some of the other fighting skill specializations is just the fact that it allows you to take a little bit more hits, be a little bit more tanky while you're attacking the plague hearts. For the 4th and final core skill, shooting, you should have that specialized to gunslinging. The ability to quickly snap on the heads of zombies, freaks such as ferals and bloaters, is just too good to pass up in a build like this. Now if you pop an energy drink and then have a weapon with a larger magazine, you can make quick work of a lot of zombies. Next up, let's talk about the hero bonus. Much like the 5th skill, the hero bonus should be boosting your vitals or your resistance to infection. If you're looking for recommendations, check out our best hero bonuses video. Ideally something like siestas or does morning yoga would be good choices here. Finally, we'll wrap things up by talking about traits. Much like your hero bonus and your 5th skill, ideally your traits are boosting your infection resistance or your vitals. Now, if you're interested in recommendations for the best traits, be sure to check out our best traits video for more. So ideally, when it's all said and done, your survivor's skills and traits should look a little something like this. Now, keep in mind with all of these recommendations, there's a very, very small chance that your character will have all of these traits and skills without modifying the game. Now, obviously, you can optimize your survivor's loadout by having all the best available like weapons and plague cures and all the other stuff that we recommended. But as far as the skills and traits go, like I said, it's more of a give and take, right? So as you're recruiting characters from the world or with your initial 3 characters, it's about rolling and re-rolling and trying to find the best traits and skills combination. Alright, so we will go ahead and wrap up the tips video here. So if you want to check out more tips about State of Decay 2, be sure to check out our Apoca-Tips playlist for more. As always, spread the love, spread the positivity, and I'll catch you in the next one.